to do a persuasive speech on why you should be kind. Mother Teresa was once quoted as saying, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." I believe that unless we're intentional, unless we live our lives in an intentional way to be kind, then not only do we fall short of who we can be, but we also cheat ourselves of the benefits of living a life of joy that comes from being kind. 3 reasons that we should be kind include, number 1, God commands it of us. Number 2, being kind improves our health. And 3, being kind reduces our stress. God commands it of us, and if we love God, then we will follow His commands. There's numerous scriptures in the Bible about God's command for us to love one another, to be kind to one another. I just picked 2 examples. Luke 6:31, do to others as you would have them do to you. And in Romans, Paul tells us that we should be devoted to one another in brotherly love. Honor one another above yourselves. So we have to be selfless. We have to put our own needs behind the needs of others and be kind. According to a recent ABC News article, kindness can actually improve your health. The study done by neuroscientists showed that stimulations in the brain called the warm glow effect were evident during acts of compassion or kindness by the participants. So this was scientific evidence that actually being kind, doing compassionate acts, improves our physical health. It also has been scientifically proven to reduce our stress. The same study also measured cortisol levels in the participants. Cortisol is considered to be the stress hormone, and the stress hormone in those participants that were doing kind or compassionate acts actually were lower than the other participants. And so that again showed that being kind was an improvement upon patients' stress. And also there's an organization that has also done studies about this called actionsforhappiness.org, and they found that being kind is a benefit to everyone in the community, that it builds cooperation and trust, and that we are less stressed when we feel a part of a community, when we are cooperating with each other, when we have a feeling of belonging. And by being kind to one another, we foster all of those things in the community. Mark Twain said, "Kindness is the language the deaf can hear and that the blind can see." Certainly sounds like kindness is a universal language. Some examples of how you can reap the benefits or see the benefits in your life of being kind are evidenced by peace. Peace from being in alignment with God's will for your life. Peace for not having strife and turmoil that comes from not being kind. Peace from getting along with others. And peace from physically being healthier and spiritually and mentally being healthier as well. Mac Lucado said, "I choose kindness. I will be kind to the poor, for they are alone, kind to the rich because they are afraid, and kind to the unkind, for such is how God has treated me." We can all be intentionally kind in our everyday lives. Just as a few examples, ways to be kind, we can show patience to each other. Every day we have all sorts of aggravations, and every minute of every day we have a reason to be grumpy or unkind. We have to intentionally have an attitude of gratitude and put our mind in check so that we can act kindly, and watch our tone of voice that we use talking to others, and don't let our minor aggravations result in our attitudes and actions towards others. We need to be intentional. We can demonstrate good manners. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. That means a lot to people, and that's another way that you can demonstrate kindness, by being respectful and using the respectful language. And obviously, there's opportunities every day that we can go out of our way to help others when we see a need. when you see someone struggling carrying groceries, when you run up to help them, when you see someone that we talked about, graceful recoveries, if you see someone in a speaking engagement that's struggling, if there's a way for you to be a respectful audience participant or a way to encourage that person that's in the speaking role or in leadership roles, all of those would be acts of kindness. Another saying by Mother Teresa, she said, let's always meet each other with a smile, for the smile is the beginning of love. So another way that we can demonstrate kindness, obviously, is to every day smile, intentionally be conscious of the expressions that we're making, and smile and portray kindness so that we can show love to each other. Some of the references that I've made during this speech included ABC News articles, actionforhappiness.org, obviously the Bible. Quoted in this presentation was the New International Version. And there is a website called openbible.info, and when you look up any topic, you can find scriptures related to that topic, and that's very helpful as well when looking for scriptural support of why we should be kind. Again, I want to restate that kindness is a benefit to us and to all of those around us, so I beseech you to please be kind.